Because those are ordinances, we're required to have a public or open hearing on these ordinances. But as has been our practice in recent months, I'm going to remind everyone about the rules of engagement when testifying on before the King County Council.
Excuse me, sir.
Listening to the public. Wait. See, that's what I'm talking about. No.
Let's talk about Sheriff Sukil.
I'm laying out the rules of engagement for public comment, period, for this afternoon. And I'd like for everyone to hold their remarks until I finish. Listening to the public and taking into consideration the public's thoughts about a proposed ordinance is an important part of our process and our government, and one that enhances our deliberations. In order, though, to allow everyone to provide comments, I would like to remind folks gathered here in the King County Council chambers that our rules are, one, that we remain seated until the time for your public testimony or comments. 2, do not make audible noises during the meeting, particularly when others are testifying. 3, your testimony must be germane and relevant to the legislation before us, and your comments must be on matters relating to the county government. If you do not abide by these ground rules, you will be asked to conclude your comment and may be asked to leave the King County chambers. So with that, Councilmember Hay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I appreciate your spelling out the rules for engagement for the public hearing process. I just wanted to ask a question, if I may, at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
And in the past, when we've had group presentation from recognized groups, we have allowed them all together around the podium. Is this now going to be totally changed, or are we having sort of a two-tiered process?
No, actually what we're doing is reinforcing what our rules have been, even as it relates to the group, because our current rules as it relates to group testimony is that we allow it and we'll even allow the member or members of the group to talk longer, up to 5 minutes, as long as they're a part of a group and not being asked to individually testify. It's as a group that we allow that at our community meetings as well as at the county council. We are not going to continue allowing groups to stand up while people are testifying individually.
Okay, so we are totally changing.
No, we're not changing. When we have a public hearing, say on the jail, and there's a group of people who want to testify as a group because they have a common message and they want a few more minutes and they want to show the group solidarity, they can go up as a group. We'll allow them 5 minutes. They can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speakers, but all within 5 minutes. If folks are going to insist that they get 2 minutes to speak and they want to stand up as a group, that's what we're, at least for our regular county council meeting, and the chair of our committee meetings can handle it as they so desire. But at the county council regular meetings on Monday afternoon, unless they're testifying as a group for 5 minutes, they can be as a group. If they want individual time, they can have up to 2 minutes apiece. So it's up to them.
And they stay seated.
They come up one at a time and they stay seated.
Thank you for that clarification.
What power in the charter gives you that? How are you?
That's the rules that we're operating under. You don't have to abide by them or like them, but those are the rules of operating.
Where are the rules located?
Madam Clerk, Did you put them?
Mr. Chair, we posted the rules on the doors. There are copies of the rules available at the sign-in desk, and I personally handed Mr. Zimerman a copy of the rules.
All right. All right. Mia Jacobson, Sam Bellamio, Alex Zimerman, one at a time. No, I said one at a time.
Well, I just, I get nervous sometimes.
Your rules supposed to be approved.
Talking up here, and I
Nobody
like
approves
to.
these rules. It's not legal rules.
Madam Clerk,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go into recess for
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
about 2 to 3 minutes.
I'll stand back here.
You have a four attorney here.
These are our rules,
Alex, let her speak.
and I'm the chair.
But you're the chair.
You cannot make rule yourself.
Okay.
You're not a god.
Yeah.
Mr. Zimmerman, you are out of order.
The meeting's not in process.
Meeting not in process. Exactly.
Enforce our rules.
You can't control it. The meeting's not in process. The meeting's not in session.
It's all right in your mind to make up rules as you see fit.
Can you
But you still
explain
have to
how
deal with the
your
consequences
authority is
of
so
how we
limited?
deal with our meeting. We're in recess. But we're not going to allow the three of you to, or one of the three of you to testify with it while the other two.
It's supposed to be approval council. Disapprove.
There's no amendment to the charter for this.
Exactly. We want signature of council. Every council.
You're violating the Open Public Meetings Act.
Constitution.
This is not any of your.
You're criminal. You're acting against Constitution.
Don't yell.
rules.
Yeah, you're not following the people's rules. You're not following what the people agreed to adhere to.
You're supposed to be doing this by law. So yeah, when you something want, approve this.
We're in recess, and no. You're not following the rules.
The rules aren't in place. The meeting's not in session.
Yeah.
You can't walk
Well,
around
no.
this world acting like the chair of
May I
council.
invite you to go outside the door and read the rules? They are out there.
There are
So,
rules.
but we have to move on.
So then put the meeting back in session so she can speak.
Okay. Officers, I would like for Mia and Mr. Zimmerman and Alex, because he has refused to sit down, to be
The
escorted
meeting's
from
not in
the chamber.
session. How-
No, it's
how-
okay.
how are you-
It's okay. We should sit down. No problem.
Okay, you want to sit down, sit down. Okay.
You want them escorted out?
Huh?
Do you want them escorted out?
Yes, late now. They stood up there while we tried.
It's time to leave.
No, he didn't say it. He said those two. Zimmerman, Alex Zimmerman, and Mia Jacobson.
Can we come back when our signed up time?
All three of them?
In this session.
All three?
So
Yeah.
the meeting's not in session,
All
and
three,
then
yeah.
you can rule us out.
He
of
says
order.
all three.
Come back when you-
Excuse me, but I signed up to speak.
Yeah, I signed up to speak. It's my right to.
And I'm not even next to the podium. And we're in recess. Well, how am I out of order?
I'm not going to argue with you.
You have to explain your reason, Mr.
We
Gossett.
sign for speaking.
The chambers.